Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is Ty here, and I'm doing this in my personal page, and I'm going to flip this over and dump this video into my group, LinkedIn Sales Funnels for Entrepreneurs. So all my lovely fans there, about 1,700 entrepreneurs and business owners will get to see this. But I wanted to put it in the group, make it public and put it out there so get some more eyeballs on this video. And today, what I want to talk about is how to stop looking like a newbie. How to stop looking like an absolute amateur on LinkedIn. And there's some really basic ways to just pull yourself out of that category of when someone lands on your profile, they're thinking, because that's what I do when I look at someone's profile. And guys, if you are in the online space or any space, if you are in business, if you are a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, even if you're not one of them, if you're an employee of a company, and maybe you want to be found for a new job, you've got to start thinking your LinkedIn is becoming your online reputation. It is way beyond online CV and its online reputation. And if you didn't, you know the old saying, all roads lead to Rome? Well, it is exactly the same for LinkedIn. All searches lead to LinkedIn. Happy Friday, Marius, my young fella friend. How are you going? How's my script going? Yeah. So all searches lead to LinkedIn. If you don't believe it, type Tyron Giuliani. Where does it go? It goes to LinkedIn. Type your name and your function, your job. You know, Tom Jones, singer. Type that. People are going to search that in Google. It will lead to LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been around for 14 years. It is fully indexed by Google, and they've paid to be there. Google loves it. It's an authority site. Your online reputation now is your LinkedIn reputation. It is absolutely, apply it to LinkedIn, absolutely. It is, I'm going to put that up. You know, I've done a script, and I've got a couple of guys kind of testing it, and it's awesome. It is freaking awesome. So based on a couple of things, one of my MPC, when I was a recruiter, we call it MPC, Most Placeable Candidate script. And then I saw Ross Christofoli use a version of MPC, but for agencies, and then took that further to also add some other amazing stuff. So it's a combination of, you know, techniques that I've seen over the last, I don't know, 14 years. Cold calling, if you're into cold calling. It is freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. I think, Marius, you said you did 2 and it was 2 for 2, as in like the people were like, yeah, that's awesome. And you can choose are they good or not. Anyway, besides that, I want to take that off. Hello, Maria. Salute de Argentina, Tyron. Hello. Must be family member in Argentina, which I have been to, Buenos Aires, yes. So, anyway, guys, all roads, all searches lead to LinkedIn. They just do your online reputation. If you're smart and you're good and you want to get ranked on Google as #1 for a long tail keyword, you can do that as well. I'm still ranked. If you go to Google and you put in top advertising and media recruiter in Asia, who's going to be #1? This guy. Anyway, there's 6 things I just wanted to point out that I see on LinkedIn, which are the easiest to solve. Like, these can be fixed and solved. Like, one of them will take a little bit of time, but the others in minutes or hours, and it can just completely change the way people are viewing you on LinkedIn, and hence viewing your reputation on LinkedIn, viewing your online reputation. And the first one is, guys, your titling inside LinkedIn. It is so important. It's getting picked up by LinkedIn's algorithm, and it's getting picked up by Google. And when someone searches for what you do or what you are, you're going to be found on LinkedIn. Now, would you believe there are 89,188 wankers that call themselves Jedi, Maverick, Wizard, Guru, or Superstar. This is serious. I just did this. Their titles are Jedi or Maverick, which, you don't call yourself a Maverick. Someone else may call yourself. You don't call yourself a Maverick. What are you? It's like calling yourself a visionary. Like, piss off. You're not a visionary. Title. Get it right. And you don't have to give yourself the title that your company gives you. Your CV is not, your LinkedIn is not some legally binding contract. So it's good to think about what outcomes you provide and title yourself with the outcomes, what people would search for. Yes, you can call yourself brand manager, but then think about the outcomes you provide and title yourself with them. No one is searching for Jedis. No one is searching for a wizard. No one is searching for a guru. You're just wasting the most valuable space on LinkedIn. So there are 89,188 people on LinkedIn who are Jedis, Mavericks, Wizards, Gurus, or Superstars. Self-professed. Morons. All right. So guys, get rid of that. You've got to start thinking they're just being juvenile. They are wasting some of the most valuable space on LinkedIn with stupidity, and they think it's kind of cute. It's like 1985. Come on, get over it. It's like, back in the 80s and 90s, for those that are a little bit older, when we used to wear like really cool fluoro socks and stuff with our suits. Well, it's coming back now, isn't it? But, come on. The other thing that makes you look like a newbie and makes you look like just like, who is this guy? Have you noticed when you look on someone's profile, you can see how many connections they have. If it's under 500, it will show the exact number. If it's over 500, it'll be 500 plus. That could be meaning you have 50,000, 20,000. Well, you can't have 50, but you can have up to 30. But you could have multiple thousands. Now, there's a little thing down the bottom that says followers. That almost kind of matches your connections. Not completely, but it's a kind of indicator. But for people who don't understand what followers are, and they see, oh, he's only got like 360 connections, and you're saying you're this superstar or Jedi, and you've got 363 connections, it's like, what a way to lose credibility. So at least get in the market, guys, and get it above that 500. So at least on your profile, you have 500 plus, because you're instantly losing credibility by not having that 500 plus. It just looks. So don't do it. Get more than 500. Get more than 500. That's a goal. Just get more than 500. Have the 500 plus. At least have that. It just adds that credibility, makes you look a little bit better than having an exact number like 163, 287. It's like, wow, he's been active. And then you look at their profile. They've been on LinkedIn 10 years and they've got 183 people. Whew. Next one. And this is two points really. Your photo. You've got about, I think it's 50 times more chance of getting a connection accepted with a photo than not a photo. And then the photo itself, guys, really have it so people can see you. And it's so important. Humans respond to other humans' faces. So, it's a huge driver. It's something that we always do. We look for faces. In a picture, we look for faces. An example of this, how's this? When someone takes a photo of you, pching, back in the day, you had to wait to get developed. But now you've got, boom. Everyone says, show me the photo. You show it. What's the first thing you look at when you see a photo? There's a group of you, some vista in the background. You take a photo. What's the first thing? You look for yourself first. Then you look at other people's faces. Then you take notice of the background and other stuff. Humans are always drawn to the face. Okay? Therefore, with your profile, make sure you've got like a tight in shot of you. Make it professional, at least semi-professional. It's not you down in the bar. It's not you like this size in the back of a room, like here, and kind of hidden. It's not you with 3 people around you who is this person? It's not you with a cat on your shoulder. I'm sorry, one of my students, she had a cat on her shoulder to start with. I love her, but get rid of the cat. She did. Not like got rid of it just for the photo. So make sure you don't have animals. Make sure unless you're like an equestrian and maybe you're on top and that's what your job is. I don't know. But keep it a tight shot of you. Have it kind of, semi-professional if possible, and have it clear. Have it clear. It's not, it is so important. It is so, try to put a smile on your face if you can. It's so important because people are attracted to it. And there is a website, I can't remember it now, but you can test photos. You can put 2 photos up, you give it to the general public, they vote on it, and they give you rankings for like trustworthiness, like approachability. They'll give you like business rankings, and then you can say, okay, this one performs better, I'll use that one. Or you might just say, well, stuff, I like this one better, I look really cool and thin, so I'm going with that one. But that is so important. If you don't have a decent shot, like just swap it out. It's not hard. It has massive impact. And same with your cover photo, your cover above your photo. That cover is something hot or not. It's not hot or not, but it's kind of it's not hot or not, because I know I was going to say that too, but you can. It's a site. I can't remember the name. Or come to me. I'll drop a link. And you can choose. You can choose like, this is a dating photo. This is a business photo. You can choose the category. Photo feeler. Yeah, that's it. You can choose the category. You put it up, and you say this is a business photo, and it has like 3 categories, like trustworthiness or approachability, but whatever, confidence, and then it ranks. You get 40 people to rank one, 40 people to rank the other. If there's a huge difference towards one, go with what the crowd says. Go with what the crowd says. So a little bit of A/B testing. Now the cover photo, guys, that's also important. Like, you've got this real estate and you're not using it. If you just leave it blank, it looks horrible. Think about how that cover photo could represent what you do or what outcomes that you get. If there's an opportunity, again, to put a face in there, put you in front of people, if you're a consultant or something, a seminar, a speaker, put you delivering a seminar to show that the breadth. Well, I can't even speak today. Can't even speak. So one of my students, they are a consulting couple. Well, she is the back end kind of marketing person. He is the consultant. They did a brilliant like mashup photo of him like helping 4 different clients in 4 different types of settings, kind of out there out in the bush, helping, out in the office, doing a seminar. It was really cool. Hello, Ryan Nelson. Ryan R. Nelson, you must be from America. I guarantee it. I guarantee you are from America. Ryan R. Nelson. I guarantee it. Guarantee. Because I see this a lot. Americans love to use their middle initial. Never met anyone in Australia that did that. Americans, I meet a lot. So, cover photo. Use the cover. The cover is there to be manipulated and used. You can put awesome color. You can put visuals. You can really have impact on LinkedIn with a great cover. I hate my cover photo. I'm going to change it soon. And I should listen to my own advice. But I go through and I change it whenever I feel like as well. And it's the same thing. Like, have that cover photo. If you can get it to represent what you do, what outcomes you get, that's even better. Like if you're in IT, putting kind of techie stuff, that's kind of cool. If you're a lawyer, lawyer stuff. But you know what I mean? Because when someone lands on it, you've got 7 seconds before they decide to get off. Really, that's what you've got. You've got 7 to 10 seconds to get them to stay on your page. So that cover photo will help. And the other thing about the cover photo, LinkedIn is telling us they are rewarding people that put a different cover photo up. And they're doing that in the SSI, which is your social selling index. They're giving you a score out of 100, and it says cover photo. So cover photo, having one or not having one, apparently affects their SSI. So that's another thing to avoid looking like a newbie and looking like an amateur on LinkedIn. The other thing, recommendations, guys. The last time you went to a hotel, the last time you booked a vacation, how many recommendations did you read about that resort? How many recommendations did you read about that hotel, that restaurant, that special night out? Tons, right? You probably read tons. And some of you are like, yeah, whatever. However, LinkedIn is the same. Recommendations, and we all could be better at it. I know I could be better at getting them as well. But from now, really put that at the top of mind, like, okay, if I'm having an engagement with the client, things are going well. Can I get them to speak to that now? Can I get that on LinkedIn and ask for these recommendations? The social proof is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And the more you have of people, and a diverse range of people, clients, colleagues, not too many colleagues because it looks tacky, people within the industry, vendors, suppliers, people that you've served, the more you have of that and that variety, it just shows that at every point, every touch point that someone has with you is a positive experience. And that's what people want. They want to deal with people that other people saying, yeah, he's great. Now, it's not it's not 100% that someone who has a heap of recommendations is great. But, if you've got a whole range of people at different levels saying, this person's done business with us and they're doing well and they're ethical and they looked after us and they did a great job, I'll take that over someone that doesn't have anything. Yeah, absolutely. So don't look like a newbie. Go out and get them, especially if you've been on LinkedIn for more than 5 years and you still don't have any recommendation on there. It's like time to get in there, guys. I'm just seeing if I can't see. The annoying thing with this program is I can't see when I'm getting some of the likes and stuff live, which makes it hard to see if you guys are liking this or not, or I should just shut up and go and eat more food for lunch. So I can see the comments. Alrighty, cool. I'll just turn this down. Alright, and 3 other people are watching with you. Okay, cool. Alright, there's some other people. Alright, good. So, alright, I can see 40 likes, 10. Boom, give me a thumbs up if this is going well. So, recommendations. The next thing, guys, move away from using LinkedIn like an online CV. If you have cut and pasted your CV and you put it onto LinkedIn, shame on you. Shame on you. That's not how you should be using it anymore. If you're an employee, and a lot of you people in my public group, you're a whole range of friends, your family, I've worked with you before, or you're just people that have connected. In my LinkedIn sales funnels for entrepreneurs, most people are entrepreneurs there, and definitely for you, you've got to get away from having an online CV. It has to be client-facing promotional page, like a landing page. You use it how you want to use it. You don't use it and set it up like an online CV unless you are an employee looking for a job. You can use it as a CV, but you should reframe it to talk about outcomes that you get. Not I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for start to think about how you can impress about someone that when they hire you, they're going to get outcomes. And you're thinking in terms of outcomes for your employer as well. That's what an employer wants to see. They just don't want to say, I'm responsible for this. Just because you're responsible for it doesn't mean that you know what you're doing. So Jacob, hey Darren, I completely underutilized LinkedIn, so 99% of the world, which is awesome for me because I absolutely don't, and none of my students do. They are making money and getting clients off LinkedIn. So get on it, man, get on it. So move away from the CV base, get it looking so it's a promotional page, but be careful. Do not go to salesy. Going to salesy is as bad as having an online CV. A salesy looking, and the way to tell it is to get 3 mates to have a look and say, does this look salesy? Or you say, what's the first thing that comes to mind? If anyone says salesy, you're doing it wrong. And salesy can look and feel. Salesy looks like this. On the cover photo, there's like, phone this, email this, 50% off, 100 leads guaranteed. You'll see it. You'll see these people with these kind of like lists of, like a washing list or a menu of different things. Instantly that tells me, oh, salesy. I don't want to connect to them because I know what's coming next. Because as soon as I connect to them, I know what's coming next. What is it? It's a value vomit. That's what's coming next because these guys are crap at sales. I see it all the time. If I see someone with that, I do not accept because I know they're going to go into my inbox next and value vomit all over it. They're just going to puke up all over it. And what's a value vomit? Well, a value vomit is something that you have probably sent if you are a newbie, or even if you're not. If you have bought the crap that has been sold by so many marketing gurus, provide value, provide value, provide value, they're not telling you the truth. Provide value when someone asks for it. When someone asks for it, provide value. If I walk up to you and at a networking event, for the first time you've ever met me, this is the first time you've ever met me. Imagine this. Imagine this. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Tone. Here's my business card. Here's a brochure that I've got. You might want to download this. Just go on your computer and download this. And also, here's a document I want you to take home in a brochure. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. That's a value vomit. I didn't ask for any of it. You don't know what my challenges are. You don't know what my problems are. You haven't built any rapport with me. And suddenly, you're dumping your crap into my inbox, thinking it's value, because that's what some guru told you to do, thinking it's value, and you're wondering why 5 to 10% are actually messaging you back. 5 to 10% are actually connecting to you, because you just value vomited in their box. No one wants to be vomited on. No one wants to be vomited on. So, you've got to when you connect, you've got to build a relationship. Use the data that you're seeing, and only give value when they ask for it. It's simple. I mean, it's so simple. So don't value. So when I see a Salesy page, when I see a LinkedIn page that has got these, warning signs, I know what's coming. I know what's coming. The value vomit is coming, and I'm going to avoid that like the plague. So you should do that with your profiles as well. So move away from the online CV. Think client-facing, client-facing, client-facing. Think doctor frame, doctor frame, doctor frame. What does that mean? It means when you walk past a doctor, certainly like surgeons and specialists, right? You see them uptown, you walk past their building. They're not out the front handing out pamphlets saying, when you get sick, come in here. When you get sick, come in here. That's what you're doing with your sales page. What do they have? They usually have like this little gold plaque or this little silver chrome plaque. It's got, Tyrant, surgeon, thoracic. And shit, when they have a thoracic cavity problem, that's who I'm going to go to. You instantly know. That's what your profile has to be. When someone lands on it within about 7 to 10 seconds, they have to know instantly what you're about. You shouldn't have to be handing out pamphlets. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong if you are. Hello, Rob Clark. You're watching. I see your stuff, and I really like the stuff that you do. I like your photo. It kind of makes me feel like you're some kind of, tech genius or something. Something about your photo does it to me. So no value vomits. No profiles that look this online CV that's crap. Client-facing promotional page holding the doctor frame. That is critical. Salesy, all this, buy this, reduce this, call me. You are not getting connected at a rate you should be. Guarantee it. All my students that we get rid of that instantly, and they see massive uptake in their search appearances, massive uptake in those that are getting found. And the final thing I just wanted to touch on is you're not using the media provided. Now, LinkedIn is awesome. They're giving you this free media space. My God, to get that media space and have 550 million people sitting there that are walking past it, possibly, for free, and you're not using it, and you're in the B2B space, it's freaking madness. It's madness. Now, granted, around 50% of you that are in the B2B space shouldn't be using LinkedIn for lead generation, just simply because your target audience is not there. They're not active. And to prove that point, I had a guy the other day asking about dentists. There's 80,000 dentists, orthodontists on LinkedIn in the USA. 80,000 on LinkedIn in the USA. That's awesome, right? You're thinking, freaking hell, I've got 80,000. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How many came on in the last 30 days and posted on LinkedIn? How many out of 80,000 came on in the last 30 days? And not like once a day logging in, but I mean within the last 30 days came on and posted anything on LinkedIn. Out of 80,000 dentists, how many? Guesses. 3, 2, 1. All right. If you guessed anything above 800, 0.8%, then you were wrong. That's it. 0.8% of dentists, orthodontists on LinkedIn in the USA that have accounts on LinkedIn actually came in and posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days. Would you want to go and chase them all day? Would you know who you're chasing? It's not the place. It's not the place. So about 50% of people that I do breakthrough calls with and I speak to about LinkedIn before I decide to coach them, they're not suitable for LinkedIn because their market is not active on LinkedIn. Out of that 800, you could connect with a great profile, with awesome strategies. You could probably connect with 40 to 50% of them, so 400. Now, out of that 400, with a great messaging strategy, you could probably get into conversations with about 60% of them, so there's 240. Now, they're cold traffic. How good are you at converting cold traffic with dentists in cold traffic world? 1 in 20, 1 in 30, 1 in 40. So basically, that 80,000 clients represents about 8 to 10 dentists that might do business with you. You can get that on Facebook in a month, get into conversations and actually close deals faster than LinkedIn. It's crazy. So get your head around that, guys. And you're not using the media, you're not using the space right. You've got all this free media space. You know, you've got a chance to put imagery, to put videos, and you're not using it. I mean, we could all do better always, of course, but guys, there's media space, so use it like that. It's free media space. And you have exactly, like if you're a ClickFunnels or a funnel hacker, for example, Russell Brunson, look at his LinkedIn. It's horrible. It's horrible. You could outrank him for ClickFunnels if you set your profile up right. If someone landed on you and him, the way that if you framed it the way I teach my guys, you look better than what he does. Same thing for Tai Lopez. The same thing for authors, like one of my favorite authors, Robert Cialdini, Influence, Persuasion, horrible profiles. Yeah. You can outrank celebrities in your industry on LinkedIn. You might say, well, they don't need to be on there. Well, the fact is, even if they have 1 million followers in real life, there's 1 billion that have no idea who they are. And if someone's doing a search on LinkedIn and you outrank the expert, who are they going to? They're going to what they see. You've got to start using your mind a little bit differently with LinkedIn. So anyway, guys, there are 6 things there that stop you making like a newbie on LinkedIn, and just you've got to move away from it. Looking like an amateur, looking and having an incompleted profile just makes you look crap. And if you are in the B2B space and you're trying to get leverage and I would do everything I can to ensure that my profile is shown as that Dr. Frame. I'm seen as that expert. And, you know, when I do my reach outreach into use different platforms like Facebook and wherever, people will search for me and it will eventually lead to LinkedIn. And I want it to be congruent with my messaging, that the reason why they search for me. I want them to like, bang, that's why. Look at that as well. That's awesome. So that's what I do. If you are in the B2B space, if you are absolutely serious about turning your B2B space into a lead generation. There you go, Imran. I'm going to do that. A bit of, you know, I love this tie. Thank you. Gold. I know. Gold, Imran. Gold. If you are in the B2B space, if you have an active market on LinkedIn, and say your price points are like $2,000, $3,000 a price point, even at that rate on the front end, and you're not making 6 figures a year off LinkedIn, you are just, and multi-6 figure, you are leaving money on the table. You're leaving 8, 10 grand easily a month on the table by just not putting strategies in there, right? Having the right strategies, having the right connections, the messaging, the profile, and this is the thing, do not get suckered in to this lead generation, outsourcing lead generation stuff. People stripping off emails and putting it onto an email list that you can bang out. By the way, just because someone has connected you on LinkedIn doesn't mean they gave you permission to spam them off LinkedIn, right? That's just the height of freaking rudeness. So don't expect that. And if that's a service that you're paying for, well, good on you. You just totally lost the point of LinkedIn, the chance to build your reputation, the chance to go belly to belly with prospects, the chance to build relationships. It's crazy. It's crazy. Stay off LinkedIn then. Do it yourself. Get in there. You can outsource certain parts. You can automate certain parts. But man, I will spend that 40 minutes to 60 minutes a day, like my students spend, to get into daily conversations with 5 to 10 ideal client avatars and then take them off LinkedIn and put them into myself. I will happily do that. Yeah. We say, well, work on your business, not in your business. That is your business. That is the ultimate part of your business, especially for a small owner. I mean, I'm not talking massive investor where you've got thousands of employees. That's a different ball game. Yes, I understand that. I'm talking for the average Joe entrepreneur, the $1 million, $2, $3, even $5 million revenue kind of guy. Like, where your value is getting into those relationships, getting into those discussions, and spending that 40 minutes to 60 minutes a day of actually getting back into the market and actually conversing and engaging, yeah, and showing them your passion for your product, showing them you can be an advocate for them, showing that you've got a solution that could help them out of the crap that they find themselves in. There's no better person to do that in many cases than you as the business owner. And it is when you outsource everything, what are you left with? Well, I just want to go on, I want to stay in front of the beat. Well, that's on a business. You're just being freaking, I mean, no, it's not. Like, all right, if you want that nomadic lifestyle and maybe you have an e-com shop or you have, fine, okay, but I'm talking about, people that have a passion for doing real transfer of value between other companies. It's different to running. I understand the differences in different business models, but for those where LinkedIn is the most powerful is on that business building relationship, is engaging with these people, being seen as the authority, and it can lead to so much more, so much more. So look, if you're in that space, if you are serious about it, if you're not making six figures off LinkedIn and your price points are in that kind of 2,000-3,000 range, and you've just like, God, I'm just leaving this money on the table. And you should be risk mitigating, having a couple of channels. I use Facebook, I use LinkedIn. Of course I risk mitigate. I don't want all my eggs in one basket. But if you're not using it and you're in the B2B space, wow, what a waste. What a waste. What a waste. Are those tools for LinkedIn, the duck suit LinkedIn, have a easy, risky to use? So yeah, mate, they are. LinkedIn, there's about 40 that LinkedIn are actively scanning for. Hey, Jeff, actively scanning for, and they will ping them, hoping that they're going to ping back, and then they will monitor, and if they see abnormal, as they call it, abnormal human activity, they'll put a kibosh on you. They will throttle your LinkedIn. They will say, hey, you've got to go to premium. If they give you a couple more warnings, they will suspend you. They go through waves of doing this. A few months ago, everyone was just getting suspended. If you have a premium account, particularly like Sales Navigator or the such, people will, you'll usually get away with it. But there's about 40 that are currently getting pinged. The one that doesn't, there's two, I can't remember the name of the second one, but DuckSoup actually doesn't get picked up the way that they've structured it. All the others do. Linked Helper, Meet Leonard, there's heaps of them. But this is the thing, guys. If you're a crap driver and you're in a Toyota, and I take you out of that Toyota, I'm the LinkedIn guy, I take you out of that Toyota and I put you in a Ferrari, you're still a crap driver. So this idea like, oh, get this tool, I'm going to make money from this, oh, LinkedIn's great now, I can know. No, it just means you're doing everything crappier, faster, and you're automating your crapness. That's it. Like the tool will not save you. It's like, guys, I can buy a power saw, a hammer, a leveler, I can buy all that stuff to build a house, but boy, oh boy, you don't want me building your house. I am as mechanical as a fly. I mean, seriously. So don't get sucked into that, oh, these tools, this is going to save me. Unless you've got great strategies that layer on top of these tools, unless you actually know what you're doing already, unless you're getting 60-70% conversion on your connection requests, on your messages, unless your profile's getting picked up, unless you're getting views in the thousands or multi-hundreds, by going automated and going with those tools, all you're doing is speeding up your demise. You're speeding up, you're letting more people know how crappy you are faster. That's what you're doing. Like, I'd like to connect with you because you're in a professional like me. Thank you. That's my connection. Like, use a bit of freaking creativity. Please. You know, let's connect and see if we can be mutually beneficial. Oh, let's not. Let's not. No, thank you. So yes, the tools are good. The tools work. Can be risky. Be careful. Don't be abusive with them. They can get you suspended, but you know that's a risk you take. It's up to you how to use it. But as I said, without the strategy, it doesn't matter. Yeah. As I always say, they will come down with a hammer. This is my Thor hammer for those that have never seen it before. This is my superpower. Laugh all you want. Laugh all you want. I'll make millions this year. From this room with this hammer. It's part of a mindset ritual. Mark von Musa taught me, so I do it. Anyway, guys, there's some 6 things to avoid being like a newbie. I hope it helps. If you really want to get down and dirty with LinkedIn, come to my group, LinkedIn Sales Funnels for Entrepreneurs. It's easy, just on my profile. If you're my buddy on LinkedIn, you can easily see a link to that group. And if you want to even get serious and join my inner circle of just superstars, awesomeness people, I only offer people coaching who are just awesome. I mean, they're fun. I had my Q&A call today with a group of them. It is so good. The energy, the people, they're all entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. They're getting clients. They're getting 300, 700% increase in their visibility within weeks. They're getting their first ever clients within weeks. First ever off LinkedIn. It's great. So if you want to go into that step further, just reach out to me. If you haven't watched my masterclass, watch that. It will give you an idea of what to do next after that. It's 45 minutes. There's no sale. There's no credit card at the end. It just gives you insights on the steps that my students are taking to get non-stop leads on LinkedIn. And so if you want to see more, go there. Alrighty, excellent. Thank you. That's almost 1 p.m. here in Tokyo. I've got stuff to do now. I hope you like that. If you didn't, too bad. I like doing it. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Always a pleasure. Have a great weekend for those that have the weekends off. For those that are working through the weekend as entrepreneurs, I feel your pain. Well, it's not pain. You do it out of love. Entrepreneurs, the craziest bunch of people on earth. They're the only people on earth that will work 16 hours a day on their own business to avoid working 8 hours on someone else's business. I love that quote. I can't remember who told me about it. I love it. All right. I'm out of here. Sayonara, as we say here in Tokyo. Bye-bye.